Hi everybody! So today I want to show you my dancing peacock painting. This painting is so special. It's the same techniques as the one I did before this, and I love the colors. So I'm doing a dirty pour from high up. That means I just put all the colors straight in the cup, and then I hold see how high I'm holding the cup off the canvas as I pour? I don't do any rings or swirls or anything like that. I'm just literally dumping the paint out. But when you hold it up really high, it forces the heavier paint down through the lighter paints. And that creates some pretty interesting effects. And then here you'll see me adding, this is a ring of 24 karat gold. I'm using the Decoart 24 karat gold a lot lately, and I see a lot of artists right now being kind of addicted to that. And there's a reason, because that 24 karat gold from Decoart is just awesome. It creates beautiful round gold cells. And you can buy it in the Extreme Sheen Metallics by Decoart in the little bottles, or you can buy it in the jar. And then you'll see me putting, now this chartreuse green is really, really bright. And I'm working on the same premise as the last painting I did, which is I'm hoping that this little weird color that I really wouldn't necessarily want in my pour is gonna pop through when I do my balloon rolls. So I'm putting some yellow on the canvas along with this chartreuse green, both which are virtually neon looking. So I mean, it's a very weird combination considering I don't really love those colors. But I'm finding in my work that if I put one or two little weirdo colors, it seems to pop, and that's what gives a lot of depth to my work. Now in the dirty pour, I didn't really go over the colors, and I thought I had taken a video of those, but I can't find it anywhere. But I do know that I try to keep the colors pretty simple. I use phthalo green, phthalo blue, green shade. Those are by Golden Fluids. And then I know I use deep turquoise, which is my favorite deep turquoise from Winsor & Newton. And I use just a tiny tad of white in there, and Payne's Gray, which if you have never used Payne's Gray, go buy yourself Golden Brand's Payne's Gray. It is unbelievable. The results, it's like blue, but it's like black, but it's like gray, and it is amazing. So here I'm just adding another little ring of interest around the gold, and that is some metallic copper. I believe that also is the metallic copper by Decoart. All my paints today are just mixed with Floetrol and water. So nothing special. I didn't use any sort of pouring mediums or any silicone. And so now the third ring of gold that you see around my dirty pour, that's the soft gold by Decoart, and that's comes in a jar too. And the soft gold really has a nice little soft color to it. It's not so yellow. Now I want to again bring that weird chartreuse and yellow color into the center of my painting. So I just made a little teeny tiny cup with more blue, more gold, a little bit of white. And at the very bottom of that cup, I put just a little touch of that chartreuse green to see if I can bring that into the center there. And it looks like it's working. So when you're tilting, you're trying to roll the dirty pour over the top of the metallic golds. And this is, I'm sure other people have done it too, but I've seen Mina Villegas do it. And she kind of describes this as rolling it over her flow extender. You can see that by doing that and then stretching out the paint when you tilt it, that's where those gold cells begin to happen. Now, you can see, I'm going to show you up close my first balloon roll. And there we go. Yep. Look at how pretty. And that blue, that chartreuse green and that yellow, they just pop through. That's just like a canary yellow. It's pretty loud. But it's okay because, you know, the gold is soft, the blue is kind of soft looking. So that extra little color pop really brings your paintings to life. Now, I've had a lot of questions about my balloon rolls, so I'm going to give you as many tips and tricks as I can to help you create these for yourself. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, mine don't work out. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that help. It's not the medium that you use. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, I can't do it because I don't use Floetrol, or I use glue in my mix, or whatever. No, I've done these balloon rolls with all different kinds of mediums. I've done them with glue in the mix. I've done them with Floetrol. I've done them with Liquitex pouring medium. So that's really not the issue. The medium is not the issue. People say, oh, it must be the amount of air that you have in your balloon. And I will tell you, I've done these balloon rolls where my balloon is almost deflated. I've done them when they're super full. And you can still achieve them with no matter how much air is in your balloon. So a little tiny less air in the balloon helps you hold on to it though, because those can be really slippery. And the other thing I do is I use a glove. I don't use a balloon just because I don't always have one. So it's easy for me to just take a glove, blow it up, tie it off, and use it that way. And I'll use the same one over and over and over and over until it finally decides its life is done. I want to show you, see how that's getting really muddy right there at the bottom? I had to work on that part for a long time, and because the rest of the painting is so special, I really wanted to make it work. So sometimes you have to add more colors in as the balloon picks up the paint and takes it away. Sometimes there's nothing left, and in this case, because that fell sort of in the middle where I didn't put any of those chartreuse greens or canary yellows, it just was getting muddier and muddier the more I tried. So I come back in with some white, some yellows, some gold, to try to bring that little piece to life. And then even here, I'm going to start adding little lines of the chartreuse and the canary yellow to bring a sense of balance to the painting, because I have those colors popping through all over the rest of the painting. And I'm just going to give my flower a little bit of attention here. The other thing about the balloon rolls, I think, that will help you have success is your paints cannot be too thin. If they're really, really watery thin, then they just kind of fall back in on themselves after you roll the balloon. So there has to be a consistency there where it's not so thick that, you know, you can't, it doesn't leave a track when you roll it, but not so thin that the paint just falls back in on itself, because clearly you can't get nice patterns that way. So I just keep working on this flower, and I'm loving this painting. It's so cool. It just reminds me of that part up on the left side of the screen right there. That part kind of reminds me of like a tropical pineapple, sort of. And all of these balloon rolls look like feathers to me. Here I'm adding some depth to the flower with a darker color. Now you're playing with fire when you do this, because you could roll over it and then it starts to turn gray. And so I can really only do this one time. This is kind of my last ditch effort to save this flower and make it special. So that's what I do. And I'm just going to add some black, some dark cobalt blue. I add a little few gold lines just to, you know, bring the other elements into the flower. And then I'm going to roll over the top again with my balloon and see what happens. You know, I don't know what happens either. It's always, there we go. See how pretty that is? Oh, and then now suddenly it all works. There's like a depth to that flower. So it gives a three-dimensional look to it. How cool is this painting, you guys? Seriously. If you want to own this beautiful painting, please contact me. It is still for sale at this moment. And I would love to sell you. This piece is so impactful in person. I just can't explain how it looks. I'm going to walk you through some close-ups and a video and then show you the dried results as well. But it is absolutely stunning, and it's an 18 by 24, so it has a real presence in its size as well. And I just want to say thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing. Ring the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading. And thank you so much for your support to my channel. I do have a link in my PayPal, in my description box to my PayPal, and I would love any and all support that you can give me to keep making these art videos for you. And I'm also going to be having an auction soon. So look forward to a Heather Maderart auction. Here's some beautiful close-ups. Look at how gorgeous those gold cells, and then the beautiful flower is turned out so pretty, and I love this part. This is my favorite part of the painting. I just have to show it to you twice. I love that look. So pretty. Now that dark color you're seeing under all those cells, that's that Payne's gray. And it's just creating that 3D effect around the gold cells. And then look at the green, the chartreuse green just brought a light to the center of that painting. So pretty. I love this painting, you guys. Seriously, it's so gorgeous. Sometimes I can't even believe that it's mine or I created it. I really don't feel like I create these things. It's hard to explain. I almost feel like something just moves through me during this process. Look how pretty. Now here it is dried. Look at that. Look how shiny and how vibrant. I put a little tomato there so you can see how big that painting is. It really is gorgeous. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Don't Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can make more art videos for you.